Hello and welcome to an all-new DC Cast Explosion Eric's hub for discussing all things DC Comics related, a place to talk about everything happening in Metropolis, Gotham, and beyond. I'm your host, Ashley Hobley. Joining me today is Dylan Blight.
To be here talking about how sometimes trying to build a cinematic universe just doesn't kick off.
No, the first attempt at building a cinematic universe in the DC history. We're talking about the latest in our series of Supergirl live action appearances. We're talking about Supergirl, 1984. All right, so let's dive in. Please be aware we'll be freely discussing anything and everything about plot themes and ending the movie. So if you haven't watched it, come back later. With that said, let's talk about Supergirl.
She came halfway across the universe in search of a cosmic power source that could save her world from destruction.
Who is she?
Who on earth are you?
You know, I think I recognize the costume.
From the producers of Superman, Alexander Salkind presents Supergirl in her first great adventure.
Wait a minute, wait 1 minute. I mean, you can do the whole number, leap tall buildings with a single bound. You can look right through things.
Yes.
Then steal bars?
Yes.
Like Superman.
He's my cousin.
Whoa.
First released 19th of July, 1984. Directed by Jeannot, Szwarc. Screenplay by David Odell, based on Supergirl by Otto and Plastino, starring Helen Slater, Faye Dunaway, Hart, Bochner, Peter Cook, Mia Farrow, Brenda, Vaccaro, Peter O'Toole, and Marc, McClure. After losing a powerful orb, Kara Zor-El, Superman's cousin, comes to Earth to retrieve it, and instead finds herself up against a wicked witch. Dylan, had you ever seen Supergirl before?
Yeah, I watched this one before.
This is my first time watching it, so I was maybe a little bit surprised about what happens in this film. But Dylan, what do you think of Supergirl?
I think it's so bad it's nearly good, is my general consensus on it. I think the cast is generally quite good and they're very committed to their respective roles. They're just completely undone by a mix of a bad script and probably overshooting with the amount of CGI special effects stuff they would need to do that takes away from a lot of scenes. But in general, I think the story on paper, broad stroke story, not the way it plays out. I think the broad stroke story could have worked. And I think that the cast is overall good and could have worked but it turns into a mess of a film that is just sort of enjoyable, but it's it didn't work. It didn't do well. Bomb reviewed badly, everything. But it's a bit of a cult classic, weirdly. But yeah.
Yeah. No, I agree. I think the cast is fully committed to the roles and the performances. I think you got to give them that. But it is just, especially as someone who has read some Supergirl comics and that kind of stuff, this is just, and having watched the Superman movies of the era last year in the lead up to Superman, it just does not fit at all. And it's like, why are they making all of these choices? It's just mind-boggling. Just so bizarre the world this is set in, and constantly raising questions about how people are connected and how people know things and all that kind of stuff. Like the headcanon part of my mind was going in overdrive watching this movie, trying to fit
the headcanon's easy. Jimmy Olsen's the same. That's it. Same actor, done.
It's explain. The same Jimmy Olsen.
That's the same Jimmy Olsen. Done. But connected. Movie's the same.
How does she know his name's Kent?
Easy. Jimmy Olsen. Just answer everything with
She knew that before he met Jimmy Olsen.
Just answer everything with Jimmy Olsen. Jimmy Olsen's answered everything.
Getting weird. And then, yeah, just a very weird tone to this movie. Some of it would kind of be subversive now. Faye Dunaway, super enjoyable as Selena. Why she's going after this random landscaper and wants him to fall in love with her.
The weird love triangle, if you want to call it that, element of this movie is one of its biggest
pentagram,
downsides.
some would say.
Yeah. That's
There's
one of the biggest problems in this
Selena,
movie.
there's Ethan, and then there's Supergirl, and then there's also Linda. And then you got
Yeah.
fucking Nigel
Yeah.
over on the
Yeah.
side as well.
Yep.
Who, wow. But no, I think for the most part, Helen Slater is quite enjoyable, even though doing the Supergirl stuff, like, and the small bit we get of her as a girl who introduced to Earth for the first time, and like when she first meets Lucy and that kind of stuff, that's all fun. It's like odd things like she putting on the bra on top of the clothes, and like being able to figure out the math problem in her head, and all that kind of stuff is enjoyable.
I think she's a
but,
fine Supergirl, especially for the era, because obviously they're chasing the same
Yeah.
sort of Christopher Reeve-ish version of
Mhm.
Supergirl sort of stuff. So,
Yeah, especially when you consider, I believe they once again wanted to find like a mostly unknown actress to play Supergirl, because apparently both Demi Moore and Brooke Shields at the time auditioned for the role, and were rejected. That's interesting. Props to the wig team. I don't know which one's her natural hair.
blonde, I
Do you know?
believe. I
Blonde?
believe it's
Okay.
blonde. Yeah.
Okay, well, props to them. What? Yeah, what? We get introduced to Argo City, a place I assume we're going to be seeing again in the next Supergirl film. What do you think of this interpretation? Which is, it's set in inner space. That's how they don't explain that it was actually part of Krypton. Like,
No, my biggest problem
It's
with
very-
everything is that if I hadn't read and if I didn't read comic books and know anything about Supergirl, this whole stuff would just be so much more confusing about what's going on here. Especially if you watch the Superman movies in the lead up to this, and then you know Krypton's exploded and gone, and then suddenly you have this inner space city where there's a bunch of Kryptonians, and Supergirl just magically escapes from a little ship that can take off, and anyone could have jumped in at that point and then comes to Earth, and then they're like, yeah, we can not
apparently,
build
it's in the
another one
bottom of a
those, but-
lake.
Yep. So, yeah, I don't love this interpretation. It doesn't make a lot of sense, and it doesn't make a lot of sense to me as someone who has read comic books. How the fuck is it going to make any sense to the general Joe Blow on the street who just watches the movie?
No, yeah, it's just very confusing. Like, because it's like set in the same world. They've got all the rights. It's not like they didn't have the right to say Krypton, you know, or any of that stuff. You know, you could have explained it away, like, and that kind of stuff. Again, the confusing stuff about her knowing so much about her cousin, including his name and that he is Superman, despite being a world away, and somehow being able to keep track of all that kind of stuff, I think, is very annoying. In trying to explain all of that. And yeah, I think the forced kind of romance element of it is just weird. You know, Ethan falling in love with her, and then she, you know, really like him kissing her, and then being on board with them being together. You know, this guy who was brainwashed. Just the most normal average guy who just wanted to know where the lawns were.
Yep.
What landscaping did you have to do? Right? Just bizarre. Very odd. And just, I think, Faye Dunaway, Celine, I enjoyed the over the top big kind of villain that she is. Like, it very much did feel in the same vein as like Lex Luthor, Gene Hackman's Lex Luthor, I think, in at least the first movie and maybe the third movie, you know, over the top kind of villain, with over the top goals, I guess, which was fun. But then it just kind of all turns into this special effects, you know, green screen background fuckfest at the end. So,
we're fighting a dragon now, or whatever it was.
Very odd. All right, let's read through the plot on the number one movie resource, Wikipedia. Kara Zor-El, cousin of Kal-El and Jor-El's niece, lives in Argo City, an isolated community that survived the planet Krypton's destruction by being transported into a pocket of trans-dimensional space called the inner space. Zoltaire, a wizard, has allowed Kara to observe a powerful item known as the Omega Hadron, which powers Argo and which he has borrowed without the knowledge of the city's government. However, a mishap leads to the Omega Hadron being rocketed into space, taking a ship. Kara follows the Omega Hadron to Earth, transforming Supergirl into the process to recover it and save Argo. Again, crazy. How'd she get the suit? Just magically appeared?
Mm-hmm.
Very odd.
Magic. This whole movie is just about. Zoltaire's also my favorite character, by the way. I just want to note that this is a character which we see fucking around at the start of the movie, and you assume is just sort of a mischievous dude who's performing experiments and fucking around and stealing stuff. And then later in the same movie, we find out that when Supergirl / Kara / whatever the fuck we call her in this movie, I can't remember, Lara, what or something. Then Lena, and then she's like, "You designed the whole city." I'm like, "He designed the whole city? I thought he was just some mischievous dude who was stealing shit. But if he designed the whole city."
No, I think they established that at the start as well.
Did they? Blinked and missed it.
You know, because he was building stuff. Like, it was weird that he was like the designer, yet he's not on the council that keeps control of.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah,
all the powers. So that's kind of weird.
Yeah.
Also, why would you steal the one thing that's like powering the entire? Why don't you have duplicates of that? I guess if you want to borrow it. Very weird. And then your spaceship is like held by like a sheet of plastic. Sheet of plastic is the only thing holding between space and.
It's actually fucking cellophane.
What's inside?
Yeah, that's what it looks like. To be honest,
very thin. There was also just something weird about Helen Slater being on the ground painting with her legs like as wide as humanly possible. That I found quite odd. In that dress, that kind of stuff. So, and then she's like, "Let's go to that dangerous ship thing that we're pretty sure will kill you, but
fuck it.
I guess I'm going to go after this thing." And then he's like, "Oh, I've been terrible. I need to be sent to the Phantoms."
I'm a naughty boy. Naughty boys go to the Phantom Zone.
So bad.
Seems so bad. Someone punish me.
The one time they reference something from the other movies. All right. On Earth, the Omega Hadron is recovered by Selena, a power-hungry would-be witch, assisted by the feckless Bianca, seeking to free herself from a relationship with the warlock and school teacher Nigel. Didn't know he was a warlock, but also kind of makes sense because he is constantly talking about his magic powers or whatever. Whilst not knowing exactly what it is, Selena quickly realizes the Omega Hadron is powerful and can give her true magic. Kara arrives on Earth and is granted new powers by its environment and radiation of its sun, like Superman. While seeking the Omega Hadron, she creates the cover identity, Linda Lee, and enrolls in an all-girls school where she befriends Lois Lane's sister, Lucy Lane. Kara also meets and becomes enamored with Ethan, a school groundskeeper.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know it was a school groundskeeper. That kind of makes it weird.
Yeah, no, that's his school
to be a girl.
Yeah,
which is pretending to be a school student.
Yeah,
and now
he's like, "Oh, I love this." He's the older groundskeeper. He's like, "I love these young school kids."
Yes, very odd.
Mm-hmm.
Why would they choose to do this? I will say Nigel, bordering on. Like it manages to just hover on the line between being too annoying and just annoying enough. And
he's past the line for me. I find him the most annoying part of the whole film. I find him
annoying.
No, I find him annoying. Bad annoying. I find him bad annoying. I find the whole character bad annoying enough as is, which doesn't help. Like I find that the love triangle, quadrilateral, pentagram stuff the worst part of the movie, but then I also find him as an actor portraying the character annoying. All levels of it annoying.
Ethan also catches the eye of Selena, who drugs him with a love potion, which will make him fall in love with the first person he sees for a day. Ethan regains consciousness in Selena's absence and wanders into the street. An angry
Yep.
Selena uses her newfound powers to animate construction vehicles to retrieve Ethan, causing chaos as it does so. Supergirl, in the guise of Linda, rescues Ethan, and he falls in love with her instead. Declaring that nobody gets in her way, Selena desires to seek out the student.
All of that makes sense.
Yes, just I don't think I've ever seen inanimate construction equipment like going all over the place. I don't think I've ever seen anybody scooped up in one of those digger things and like carried around.
In wrestling.
Yeah, that's true.
Does that count?
I guess that does count. Again, very weird sequence, and then shoehorning in the appearance of Jimmy Olsen as Lucy.
They had to have the
Lane
connective
of
fabric.
interest.
Like if they didn't, they're trying to build a cinematic universe. They got to have the connective.
Yeah.
fabric.
In fact, he's the only one who's ever appeared in. Well, I guess not surprising, he's the only one that appeared in all the Superman movies and Supergirl.
Mm-hmm.
He's the only one in this movie, so he could be the only one. Yeah, just very odd again. While trying to deal with the love-obsessed Ethan as an amusement park ride, Linda is ambushed by Selena before she turns into Supergirl and traps Selena temporarily in wires. Later on, back home, Selena enlists Nigel to transport Ethan away in order to get Supergirl to come to them. Selena captures Ethan, then traps Supergirl and sends her to the Phantom Zone, a prison dimension. Now powerless, Supergirl wanders the bleak landscape and nearly drowns in an oily bog. Eventually, she encounters Saltaire, who exiled himself to the Phantom Zone as punishment for losing the Omega Hedron and sacrifices himself to help her escape. Back on Earth, Selena uses the Omega Hedron to make herself a princess, with Ethan as her lover and consort, go along with her mountain fortress and bikers to guard against dissenters.
Yep.
This all felt like a fever dream. It's just escalated so fast to being this weird,
the problem is it goes
teen
too
romance
far.
thing too.
Yeah.
Bizarre. Emerging
really
from the
should
Phantom Zone through.
I was about to say, I really feel like this is where jumps the shark. This whole movie completely just goes too far. Like, it's one thing to talk about a character wanting to do all these things or whatever, and like the idea of it, but it's another when they get it and they start. You're like, this character's
Crazy.
sort
Doing all kind of
now.
weird, random stuff.
Yeah.
I did like the Zoltaire Supergirl stuff in the Phantom Zone where he is, I guess time works differently because he is or he broke as soon as he got there.
Yeah, he's been there 5 minutes
super
and he's
depressed.
done. 5 minutes
He's
and done,
I
bro.
can't take this anymore.
Yeah.
I got to drink.
Yeah.
Even if it tastes bad. I got to drink my problems away.
That's what I think, yeah.
All right. Emerging from the Phantom Zone through a mirror, Supergirl regains her powers and confronts Selena, who uses the Omega Hedron to summon a shadow demon. The demon is on the verge of defeating Supergirl when she hears Zoltaire's voice urging her to fight on. Supergirl breaks free and Nigel tells her the only way to defeat Selena is to turn the demon against her. Supergirl complies and creates a focus whirlwind that traps Selena, who is then attacked and incapacitated by the demon as the whirlwind pulls in Bianca as well. The three are sucked through the mirror portal and trapped inside. Free from Selena's spell, Ethan admits his love for Linda, knowing she and Supergirl are the same. He also understands that she must save Argo City and that he may not see her again. Kara returns the Omega Hedron to Argo City, which then lights up again. Yep. Those are things that happened.
I was about to say that's certainly a description of the things that happen at the end of the movie. Yep.
It's just very anticlimactic, I would say, would be the word to describe it. That's how you're going to end it. You're not going to give us a full conclusion of her showing up in Argo City. It's just her going in the water in this lake apparently, and sailing away, and then it lights up, and that's it.
The audience should be happy, excited.
Yeah, this should, this is it. The only appearance, Anything else you want to talk about?
The music's good. Score's good.
For the most part, yes. But the opening theme is very odd with it. It does sound very triumphant, heroic. But then it has this like screech like every 30 seconds in it, which is odd. And I didn't like.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of like it, to be honest. Yeah. I kind of like it. It's like a little take on it. I mean, now that you're doing it that way, I kind of changed my mind. I don't like it anymore. But I did like it for a period of time.
And I think, clearly big swing for visual effects wise. Like,
they too
ambitious.
Big a swing. Very ambitious.
Very ambitious football for them to go for.
Very ambitious.
But yeah, I think, not terrible, but not good is ultimate assessment on this one.
I think that's fair.
But yeah, obviously it has got like kind of a cult following and that kind of stuff. So people must have liked it or like elements of it. So, all right, let us know what you think of 1984's Supergirl by going to explosionary.com/follow and find us on social media. If you want to help us out here at All New DC Cast, leave us a review on Apple Podcasts or on Podchaser. Leave us 5 stars, and you can leave 5 stars or just tell people about the show. And if you want to help us out at Explosion Network with all other written content and other podcasts, head over to explosionnetwork.com/support. Thank you very much for listening. Be sure to join us next time for another All New DC Cast. Also, one of Supergirl's superpowers is doors and windows just open when she's coming through.
That's being a woman.
Just open by themselves.